Okay, hey there, YouTube. Just getting my laptop set up if I can. Looks like it's frozen. Right, well, that's going on. Yeah, so let's get into some more Sonic's Conquest. Same sort of thing as last week. So I wanted to go over quickly what went sort of wrong in my sort of theory crafting of what was going on. So one of the things that they've sort of added, actually, I think I do it by going back. Yeah, so there's an option that I think a lot of people are going to be doing in multiplayer matches, especially if they want to be a little bit quicker, and that is forced quick battle against neutral enemies. And this changes up what units are viable to a certain extent, and I'll sort of show you why that is. I want to make sure I don't have that set right now. Okay, so, and we'll go ahead and pick this guy. Yeah, so basically, different units are more or less viable for auto-resolve. And essentially, rats are kind of one of the worst units for auto-resolve because they don't have the wait skill, which would let them sort of stand still and then attack. So we'll quickly gather up some stuff here. We'll get ready for a fight. And I'll sort of show you what I mean. So, okay. Just basically scooping up all the rats and everything like that. Or as it is, they're all cultists, which is not great. Okay with that. Okay, so gonna do a quick save here, and we're gonna go ahead and do this battle here. So I'm gonna show you what quick battle looks like, and it should result in me winning, but with a decent chunk of rats dead here, or at least more than I think you should get. And this is what I think is happening here. So the AI plays fairly bluntly and fairly aggressively, and they'll try to generally go for high ground. So you're probably seeing them moving up like this with that unit there. They're probably moving up maybe like this and then using their Bard ability, and these guys are probably moving straight up towards the hill here. Right? So this sort of action is okay. But when you start getting against the larger and scarier stacks of AI units, you're finding that like large numbers of your rats are just getting wiped out every time. So we're going to run these guys forward again. Going to run these guys up here. We're going to eat this unit. Probably kill the whole thing. One go. Move up here with this unit. Do I actually want to attack them here? I might want to cast protection on these guys first, maybe. And maybe we use aggression. Right. Not sure if the AI used the cultists as aggressively as I did, and that might be something they did differently. But this is about similar losses. I think my cultists took a bit more, my rats might have taken a little bit less, I think. But that's sort of how the AI operates in these sort of fights. Actually, yeah, that's exactly what... I think those are the exact moves that the AI did. And those are not exactly the sort of moves that you want to take in this sort of fight. Now, this exact situation, we might want to go for something a little bit similar. The reason is they've got that really good high ground position for those archers there, but what we're going to want to do is sort of like take positions where the enemy sort of has to come forward a little bit, and where we're capable of accumulating a bunch of magic without them being able to hurt us. So, going to go hit manual battle here, and we're going to just see how much we can save off of the auto battle here. So we want to be further away than this line. And if we're further away than that line, the enemy has to run forward to attack us. Same thing over here. So if we got a rat unit that's just up here, they have to move forward off of high ground down to actually probably here. I don't think they can even reach us at all because of the way that high ground extends range. And this basically means that they don't get to shoot us this round. And they have to advance their units. This makes it so that they're more in range of us, they're more vulnerable, and if we actually just stay here, they're still going to have to run forward to attack us, but that's a little bit less relevant here. So, as you can see, we've got our ability to move again here. We've got our ability to just stand in place. We've got our ability to use Of Glory's Gone and move up our unit like that. And their units have come in even further. So we can now attack these bards here with our oath bound, or whichever these are. We can wipe out these guys, no problem. We can get over here, we can kill these bards here, the troubadours. I don't necessarily want to attack with these guys here. I want to probably wait for the rats, but I am going to move here so that the attack of opportunity that we take later is more relevant. So, I'm going to go up here and eat a unit. And I think we lost like 2 rats or 3 rats in that entire fight. 3 rats. So, this is more important with a unit like rats, because their high initiative means that they're going to go before the archers. If the archers went before us, what would happen is they would move forward, do a nothing because they would be out of range, and then we'd have our turn, we'd run forward. Next turn they'd be off the high ground, so they'd take their shot and do less damage, and then we'd be in melee and we'd have a lot more damage output because we would have taken a lot less damage. So that's sort of what goes wrong with if you've got auto resolve turned on with Barony of Loth. If you're playing as Barony of Loth and you're forced into a situation where you have to do auto-resolve against neutrals, you're in a situation where you don't necessarily want to go for those light, fragile units. Like if I was playing sort of Arleon here, I'm just going to actually leave lobby here. They've got similar units, but they've got ones that are potentially a little bit better. Like if we started off with lots of Fey Spirits and Fey Ragers, they've got fairly high initiative, very good initiative once you get the upgrade. It's a little bit less than Plague Rats, but not a huge amount. But you've got this unit that's capable of at least postponing their turn. So what the AI tends to do with these kind of units is they hit wait, and then they get to double act, basically. They act at the end of the turn, and then they act again immediately at the start of the next turn, unless they're against something that's faster than them, which is pretty rare. So these things are kind of okay once you get access to that. Prior to that, though, when they're Fey Spirits, they tend to still go first against a lot of things. They've got that high initiative. They've got very fragile sort of builds there. What happens is they'll run this unit straight forward again, and then they'll get like killed by whatever is lower in initiative that just walks up to them and smacks them, because that's really bad positioning if you just run forward as fast as possible against whatever, or they get shot or anything like that. You have to bait out those sort of early shots there. So units like Fey Spirits as well, I don't think are really viable if that's the game setting, but they're a really, really powerful unit if you're capable of microing them by using that sort of weight ability, making it so that they're hiding in the back for like a turn or two, and then as well, they give you 3 Chaos Gems, so you're capable of also using a Chaos Teleport with them every turn, basically. So the start of next turn comes up, you've got the ability to use 2 Chaos Teleports on each of them. If you've gotten that Chaos Magic leveled up a little bit, you can basically go across the entire map in one turn, attack twice, and then if you've also got the Research, they've got Retribution, Preemptive Retribution, so they're attacking like 3 times on turn 2 against most things. So these things are really, 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 really powerful if you're capable of using them sort of perfectly, but the AI wastes them really badly. On the other hand, units like Horned Ones, or if we're looking at the Undead again, if we're looking at Barony of Loth and we're forced to sort of see that auto-resolve kind of thing, something like the Scavenge Bones Bless Bones, which I don't think is a particularly great unit. Their ability here, the Sacrifice unit, is really, really bad. But if you're looking at a unit like this, 85 health means that they sort of stumble forward and don't give a crap. They've got a decent movement speed, but they've got no initiative. So what's going to happen is the AI is going to send its units forward as far as possible, and then the Blessed Bones is going to countercharge them and kill them all. So a unit like the Blessed Bones, or even like the Scavenge Bones, is actually really good against the AI, just because the AI is not really going to be able to charge it and kill it. Instead, this thing's going to charge the AI units, and then is going to kill a bunch of the AI units. And then the AI units are not going to be able to easily sort of kill it in return. So I think against real people, though, this unit's actually quite bad, since you can just infinitely kite them. You never really have to fight them if you don't want to. So I'm wondering what the sort of meta picks are going to be. I do think, actually, that if we want to go for a similar type of strategy, we have to mix in the Aurelian Scholars and Necromancers, and the Oathsingers and stuff like that for the magic gems, because the Arcana gems could get you access to a pretty important spell for this sort of strategy, Dimension Door. You kind of need it to be tier 3. Tier 2 is actually okay, I think that's all you really need, but if you can get it to tier 3, you can basically teleport powerful units into close range combat whenever you need to. At that point, something like the Legion becomes really, really, really powerful, because you can position it perfectly. That Intimidation is going to give it a big debuff on the enemies around it, and then the sweeping attacks are going to let it sort of swat through lots of things around it. Having Shielded on the higher grade one also makes it scale pretty well against what a lot of people take, but I find these things actually tend to get focused down a lot. They're really expensive. And as a result of that, it's actually pretty easy to kill them a lot of the time. So it's hard for me to really say that investing in them hugely is really great. I think that you could try to do something like Legionnaire spam. They have a similar thing going on as Rats. Their max troop size being 40 means that you can actually get quite a lot out of them. And their high defensive skills and their good range resistance makes them pretty good against auto-resolve. So I think that there's some potential there. Now, I should mention here, barring being able to sort of rush someone down with Rats, I actually think Barony of Loth is kind of the least powerful of the factions in a lot of ways. And it's because I don't think their roster necessarily has the best sort of counters to a lot of things that come up against it, because a lot of their units, you're sort of really sacrificing one thing or another to try and get access to it. An example here would be like, if you're going for Seneschals, they're quite strong in some ways, but if you compare them to a Knight, they're a little bit worse. What you're sort of paying for, I think, is slightly better gem distribution. So if we were to look, for example, at a Knight of Order, this has got, in my opinion, better stats. So, although they did change this. This guy used to cost Celestial Ore, so I think that got buffed. That's interesting, actually. With that change, I think this might actually be worthwhile. Because when they cost Celestial Ore, it was like not actually a good thing to get this unit. It's weird that they lose a gem when they upgrade. I wonder if they did that to Baria here. No, they wouldn't have, because that's a research thing. Yeah, so obviously that stays the same. Interesting, strange. But yeah, I think actually this might be a good unit now. I'm not 100% sure I'm sold on it completely. It's got kind of a mix of things that are going on, where it's like tough and powerful, but a little bit less so, I think, than a Knight. Like, if I had to choose between punching one of them or punching a Knight of Order, I would definitely choose to punch a Seneschal. But with the changes to cost, these things are a lot cheaper now. Stealthy doesn't really matter. They're not really the sort of unit that makes great use of that. I could see this being okay, actually, now that they've changed that. I think Necromancers, I'm not sure how well these do in auto-resolve. They're quite powerful in a lot of ways. I think they're a good unit, but I don't know if they're a good auto-resolve unit. And they do sort of get destroyed by like other things that are similar to them. One of the things that I don't like about them is that you have to choose between using their recharge, their charge essence ability, or use their ranged attack, because they're sort of a ranged unit. So you're sort of paying for the ability to have a ranged attack, which is pretty good. Range 7 is not that bad, and 6 to 11 damage is quite good. But you're also really sort of wanting these guys for charge essence. By contrast, to Chellan Elder, this guy gives you that same sort of magic. He's got charge essence as well. But this thing is just a tank. Like, if you've got these on the field, they can just stand there and charge essence and they'll never die because they're standing around with their range resistance and stuff like that. The downside to these guys compared to the Necromancers is that the Necromancers don't cost resources, so it's easier to mass Necromancers by quite a lot, honestly. So I do think that that's an advantage. I wish Oathsinger's good, though. Like, what I really wish is Oathsingers gave a 3rd pip of magic once you got to there. Because this sort of, like, aura here, the Aurelia Eternal, is not necessarily what I'm looking for here. So, yeah, in any event, I'm not entirely sure actually what the best route for Loth is going to be, considering that you're probably going to be playing on forced auto-resolve. So, we'll see if we can get a game, and we'll see if we can just sort of like get some experience, I think, in this game here. Let's try the US servers, I guess. I kind of just got lucky last time with finding an open server for a game, but I also did join the Discord, but I don't want to be jumping the Discord and spending a lot of time trying to talk to people because I've not exactly been posting there at all. In fact, I haven't posted there a single time so far. And I think this is definitely a game that's more popular with Europeans. No quick fights. That's actually pretty good. Alright, I could try to host a game, but I don't want to risk that, so... Alright. I think what we could do here is try and find what I think people are going to build with Barony of Loth, given how that changed. I don't think that it's going to be that easy for them to get tier 3s. I think that rats are still strong, it's just that they don't auto-resolve well. And I want to figure out actually what auto-resolves well. So we're going to try and get a different composition here. Now I'm guessing Oathbound and Toxicologist actually does auto-resolve really, really well. So I think we might want to try and start off with somebody that starts off with good Toxicologists. Or we could do this. I don't like the spell damage right now. They've changed how that works pretty badly. They've nerfed it and they've added a ton of resistances to spell damage, so it's a lot weaker than it used to be. I think this might actually be like a really strong choice at the start here. Okay, so I have to remember to auto-resolve all my fights, which kind of sucks, but... Okay, so 14 rats, 4 toxicologists. We're probably going to shift away from using those potentially. I still think they're too expensive, toxicologists, because they deal the same damage as a Baria gunner. The difference is that they're capable of firing every turn, whereas the gunner has to fire every second turn, which you would think would be a huge downside to them, but they're using the take aim ability, and you kind of want to use the take aim ability with the toxicologist as well a lot of the time. But you can't, because you're sort of firing every turn, so you're sort of choosing one or the other, whereas the gunner, you're sort of like always taking that choice. I find that the ability to use take aim is better though for Baria because they've got access to Onslaught, whereas I don't think Barony of Loth has easy access to Onslaught. So we're still going to have rats in this composition. What we're going to try, I think, is Rat Sanctum, because I think that sort of covers our bases in a way. Golden Goose is a very nice early pickup. I should really be getting a level up so I don't have problems here. Alright, Rat Warren. So we need command because I'm going to run out of slots otherwise. Yep. That was fast. Okay. have to quick battle, so we're going to move our rats, like, far back. We're going to move these guys far back. And we're going to hit quick battle and see what happens. Yeah, we lost, like, all our rats and a bunch of Oathbound on that auto-resolve. It's just... It's not great when you're using rats and stuff like that. So the fact that we've lost them all kind of sucks. We're going to get attrition down, so we're... What we might not actually want to do is start off with rats. We might want to transition into having a bunch of them sort of later, once you can sort of reach a critical mass. You still get the rat croft, I think, but you just don't use it for a little while. I should be playing from the other side to practice that more. Okay. This is going to be a problem, actually. I don't even know if I can easily beat this. I'd have to get good magic, actually, to have won that one. I think we did okay, though, so... Okay, lost all of our cultists, so that's lovely. Come on, let me... Click the rocks, please. Alright, there we go. Now, we want the Aurelian Sanctum. I need the wood for that one, so... What we're going to do for now is get the timber mill, because I'll need it eventually anyway, even though I'm going to get wood next turn, so it's not hugely important. I don't want to fight these guys. That seems like a bad idea. But, yeah, we want to get these scholars online pretty quickly. For the 250 gold that I get for that. Okay, so this is the thing that I want to have upgraded faster. I need 5 more celestial ore and a croft, so let's go ahead and get a croft. Can get that much at least. Gonna be a little while before I can access that celestial ore, I think. This is okay. Yeah, I want to sort of show a contrast of like how nice auto-resolve is to like ranged army compositions, because they're really, really nice to ranged army compositions. I definitely think missile units are going to be the way to go if you're going for an auto-resolve game. Forced auto-resolve is just... Oops. No, it's still fine. I could wait till I could tech up here. That way I could get access to some more units. I'm still gonna probably pick up the rats, honestly. Scholars are kind of definitely the more important thing. The Risen are garbage, but they're free garbage, so you take them. Okay, I don't think that there's any celestial ore that way. So I think I have to market it. I'd rather be getting these units, though, rather than going for a rush for that stuff, though, so it's fine. Oh, shit, I could have been going back there for that. It doesn't matter, I'm not going to worry about it. I just want to see how this does against auto-resolve. I don't think this is the best composition against this kind of thing either, though. It'll be okay, though, I think. I want to try and lose, like... What the hell? Jeez. Alright, I guess I'm going to manual battle this to see what the AI probably is doing. I might actually just have a really weak stack here, and I honestly do, but... Okay, I'm going to probably lose a bunch of my cultists off this, but that's kind of fine. I don't mind losing them. Yeah, no, I just have a really, really weak stack. I've just been losing too much stuff to attrition. I think we just want to gum these guys up a little bit here, so we're just going to move to here. I'm not going to bother attacking, because we'll take the counter, and that'll hurt us more than if we did otherwise. I wouldn't mind trying to Psychic Spear something, but it's not enough damage to justify, so we'll just let it go. Okay, we'll go back and we'll do this. And poison on these guys is going to make it so that we can finish them off. There we go. Yeah, auto-resolve has not been kind to me here. I think those are good. What would be the best thing to do here? Probably repel this guy. Is that how far he goes? I thought he was supposed to go further than that. Interesting. Okay. Just really wanted that guy for some reason. Alright. Yeah, I think we use Rupture and stuff like that, which kind of sucks. Those abilities are not that high damage. Attack you first, definitely. These guys have got that 50% reduction against ranged attacks, so they're really tanky against us. That's what we're doing here. Alright, clearly I need to go pick up 100 rats. That'll help everything here. Should I do Justice? I think we save the Destruction so that I can do Rupture again, because it's more damage against this kind of unit. I think, anyway. Pretty sure. Just gonna let him kill the Risen. We'll get a bunch more, so... better off doing this. I was hoping he'd take a little bit more damage over time damage, but let's just Rupture him. Alright. Yeah, auto-resolve is not treating this type of unit well. I think part of it is because I didn't do another round, and I probably would have normally, or wanted to. So another round would be going like over here, grabbing those, and then coming down here and getting those. And then on the way out, you pick up another batch of units. I think that means, though, we lost a ton of units that we didn't really have to. Alright, we can get that upgrade. Good. Gonna need a trading post here. Then we head up here. I kind of want to save the Celestial Ore up for later, but I could upgrade the rats. It seems like it's the most efficient thing to do right now. Okay. Not even liking fighting those Pipers up there. Alright, let's see what they got. It's just all Pipers. And this is still probably actually going to, like, kind of destroy me in auto-resolve. They're actually the sort of unit that runs forward and gets killed, but I've, like, got no army here. Well, that wasn't too bad. Alright, yeah, I definitely want that. for now. Even though we're going to lose a bunch of these units and end up with a lot of free space, it's something I kind of need for now. Alright. I kind of want to have access to this. I don't really know for sure, though. Either way, though, I think what we want to do is try this again from the start. I'm going to do a quit to main menu. I'm going to try the sort of the building with the seneschals. I can't remember the name of it. And we're going to see if those units auto-resolve nicer. I could try Toxicologist. Why don't I try that? I still think that this is actually one of the better starts in some ways, but let's try and get 0 rats, because we know we're going to lose all 14 of them the instant we do anything. Okay, avoiding any of them is actually kind of hard. Alright, so this is... Maybe we go Oathbound instead of rats, and that'll help us avoid attrition. One of those big bone corpse piles or whatever is kind of feeling risky, because it's really easy to lose just one of anything, even though it's got 80 hit points. It's a lot of hit points, but definitely feels like you could go down pretty easily. Alright. Nope, don't want to disband that. I want to look at the unit stats here. Only offense. Alright. This guy is an undead commander, so I definitely would actually want to try using all undead units. Getting access to destruction magic could be good. I'm trying to remember the stars there. Hi there, Echo Typhoon. How are you doing? Okay, grab that. Alright, got cultists. It's not my favorite. Have got access to this. That actually changes up a little bit of what we might want to do here. Okay, so this is considered an easy fight. Let's see how auto-resolve treats us here. I'm guessing these guys die. Quick battle of that, see how that goes. Eh, it's pretty bad. Actually upgrade this already somehow. So we get the Mausoleum, I need a crypt, so get that first. Should be able to get that soon. You played it 7 hours yesterday. Have you been playing multiplayer at all? I've been trying to figure out, like, what do you do as Barony of Loth when you are forced to auto-resolve, because the auto-resolve really hates Barony of Loth, I think. That's at least been my sort of experience, is that other factions that have better range units at easier earlier tend to get auto-resolve to be fairly friendly to them. These guys, like, auto-resolve just wants them dead. Let's see here, I needed this, I need the crypts, yep. Am I gonna have enough of this? I think so, yeah. I hate auto-resolve so much, but I have to do it because that's what we're trying out here. Well, it's not too bad, okay. It's amazing that, like, this unit requires an exotic resource. Like, that feels wrong to me. All things considered. Yeah, Banes probably are, but they're so expensive, it's hard for me to get Celestial ore production to the point where I can actually get Banes, like, early on in the game without just getting rushed down or killed by things. Because the Toxicologist is kind of mediocre. It's not bad, it's just not great. Oh wow, I don't have enough. Oh god. Do I have to start market? I was hoping that would be enough with the other pickups I've had. I'm trying to remember if there's another one around. I think I actually have to get trading posts. That sucks. And I'll probably need, like, even more to get the upgrades, so... Okay, Destruction Tier 2 seems okay. Yeah, Destruction Tier 2. Leave that for now. No, we do that because of the income. We do that because of the income. Alright. Yeah, currently I think Barony of Loth might actually be the weakest faction by a little bit. I don't think they're actually that bad, but I think they are probably the weakest by a bit. Just because there's a lot of stuff that can counter what they're doing. And they sort of have to play like this sort of sneaky game using magic and spells and stuff like that. But they're not actually better at that than necessarily the other factions. Okay, so Mausoleum, let's see if this goes well here. Kind of guessing not. This seems really expensive to set up. When you're playing multiplayer, do you have it set up so that it's auto-resolve versus AI only, or do you have it set up so you can play out the battles against the AI? Because when I was playing against some other people, like just random people, it's set up so that I have to like auto-resolve, and that's what I'm practicing now. Normally I can like beat the AI based on just using like better units than them. But here... I need to get back there now. Okay. Yeah, I can't friggin... Get that. Get that. This one, we need 10 Ancient Amber. You insane, game? I think the orchard's ready for us now, though. Yep, gotta get back to there. Get the orchard, get to that thing. We need this thing. This gives us free Ancient Amber, so it's really, really good. Well, not free, I guess, but still. Would love to be able to get that stuff, but it's just actually risky enough that I don't want to get it right now. Which is insane. Like, that's an easy fight. Okay, so we've now got, like, 4 Scavenge Bones, which is pretty beefy. That's, like, a pretty strong strike force on paper. Gonna head these guys out and try and get that other stuff. We're gonna go ahead and, I guess, hit turn. It's Force Auto-Resolve versus NPCs only, so it's just to make the game faster. Oh, player control hostiles. That would be brutal, potentially. That would be really funny, but potentially really brutal. But yeah, I've been noticing a bunch of people using the auto-resolve just versus neutral camps. So, like, when you're playing against them... What's this game about? This game is about running around on the map and hopefully finding the resources you need to not die terribly. And then failing, and then dying terribly. Or at least that's my experience. I'm actually not that bad at this game. I'm kind of okay. The AI is really easy to beat, but... Alright, grab that. Resolve here. Ooh. Wow. Alright, well. Not liking that. That was not pretty. That was kind of brutal. Alright. I'm getting, like, tons of Celestial Ore, which I don't need for anything. Loving it. Wielders cost 3,000 now. Yeah, Heroes of Might and Magic is definitely the best comparison to this game, I'd say, if you've played any of those sort of things. Unfortunately, I haven't actually played those games, which, because I was a console player back then. Still kind of am in some ways, but, you know. It's just easier to have computers nowadays than it used to be when I was little. Actually, let's probably get to the Rat Warren first. Early game being brutal depends on the map, but yeah, it can be, definitely. You can get absolutely screwed over by, like, just really brutal camps around you that just wreck you. I forgot to buy another hero. I'll do that now. Okay, so I just want the person who does taxes. Run around and get all the level ups. Get, like, all the tax bonuses. We've got enough Glimmerweave, I can upgrade that too. I kind of feel like I have to get another Mausoleum just so I can get production up, because I'm producing those units so slowly, but you're kind of getting, like, big amounts of them. So I'm kind of 50-50 on that, honestly. I also might need another crypt, but I think for now we upgrade these. God, I need Ancient Amber so badly. And Stone. And Stone. Okay. Yeah, but basically this is like a typical sort of like eliminate the enemy strategy game. It's sort of like we go around the map, we look for things that give us a real big advantage, like resources, extra expansions, and units and stuff like that. Like this thing has some units in it. And then we just sort of like use that to sort of hopefully kill the AI. That's the dream anyway. And increasing taxes on our poor peasants. That's also the dream. Okay, did this grow back yet? Not yet, okay. I mean, I could try to make it so I'm building, like, a bunch of different units, but I tend to find that that sort of scales poorly. Just because you're going to end up having to research a bunch of stuff that you're not using as much of. Whereas if you sort of just research the specific stuff that you're really going for, you tend to get what you want faster. Kind of just want to get rid of these guys. I'm saying I'm not going rats, but there's just a free 100 rats there. It's kind of hard to say no to that. Alright, I think this is enough to smash through the right side. Alright, we got... not quite. I'm just gonna get a trading post here. We're earning a lot of money, so we can use that money to sort of like convert into resources that we need so that we can get our units rolling a bit. I think the thing about these guys is the setup is what's brutal about getting them in your army. I don't think it's actually like paying for the unit once you sort of got access to them, because they're actually kind of inexpensive. Ah, shit, I forgot that. But yeah, it's kind of a weird combination. Like super, super expensive and difficult to get into, but then as soon as you do, it's not that bad. Alright, Stonemason. Perfect. Alright, so we've got double market now. I can afford to more easily buy resources, so I could buy another 5 of these, like, for fairly cheap. It's 2,500 per, which is like most of our monthly income. But yeah, we'll see how things go. So I might dump these rats off in the town, or at least one of them. like just 20 stack. That way we don't have them cluttering up our inventory here. And we've got 2 stacks of the scavenged bones. So we'll go ahead and smash these guys so I can get a little bit of cheap experience points. Grab that, which I should have done ages ago. Okay. And our tax collector might focus on getting rats, because there's no research for that stuff anyway. I'm going to go with the Form of the Unseen this game. And we'll see if we can smash through these guys with unupgraded troops, which I... Actually, can I afford it? I might have enough money to afford, like, the upgrades here. Let's... we had enough to upgrade 1 stack. This makes them way stronger, so... Probably worth it. Alright, is this going to be enough? Or do I want to spend... I'm going to spend a couple turns. I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to do one more level. I don't have enough Glimmerweave. Okay, let's just buy 2. Level up. I'm going to grab another stack worth. Thing to do. Could potentially go and just use her to scoop up rats, I think. Normally I would have actually gone with Banes in this game because I got the early thing that gives me Celestial Ore. But you can't bank on that happening, so it's kind of sucks. Yeah, that costs a ton of money. Alright, crypts. I need Ancient Amber again. You know what? Let's give this a go here. Okay, so our upgraded Scavenge Bones, the Blessed Bones, I wonder if the AI is gonna, like, kill them all. Because there's an ability they have that lets them kill one of themselves for a stack of 15 really lousy troops. It's one of the worst abilities in the game, in my opinion. Oh god, we lost the entire stack of Scavenge Bones. What the hell? Oh god, that's such a bad auto-resolve. Alright, and all the rats is fine now. Oh man. This is actually pretty good, but this is also good. So with the type of units that we're building, I think that Essence Shield might be better. Just because, like, ranged attacks are quite deadly. That is one of the things that we want to be worried about. What I might try after this is like a you can't beat them, join them kind of philosophy to the ranged problem. So just building those Banes and Toxicologists and stuff like that. Yes, I think we're gonna try that. Let's see how that does against auto resolve, because that's what we're sort of experimenting with here. We'll pop in and see if like there's a multiplayer match every once in a while. For some reason, like the only people. Okay. Yep, no, there's a game I can pick into. This is set to map default, neutral dwellings, normal, force quick battles never. So we could try that rat thing this time. Oh, he's playing as Barony of Loth. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and pick Raven Fair here. So my thought is that with these type of conditions, Barony of Loth is capable of doing a rat rush because you don't lose a ton of units in attrition. You can basically have a bunch of rats sort of pop out. They'll easily overwhelm most of the camps without losing too many rats. And if you can get to a point where you snowballed them really, really, really hard, those rats can actually make it so that you're just really oppressive. Oops, cancel ready. I want to start with someone else here. What you actually want to start with is tax collector. And then use him to get your first thing. Yeah, Retapular. The reason is I think that like they're actually a really overpowered unit if you're using healer and you take the +2 hit point upgrade, because then you've got 9 hit point rats, which is a lot. It's actually one of the highest hit point units in the game once you've got like 100 of them. And if you can get to 200 of them, it's a 1,800 hit point unit all of a sudden. That's pretty much like really hard to do anything about that. Okay, so in our case though, let's go ahead and get some basic resources. I want to get a quarry, so we just need cash. I think we start this side, get the cash first. We'll take that. Okay, so now we can afford some stuff here, but we're going to go for fairly basic things first. I'll grab this and then we'll head south. So the thing that we can do is get this expansion online, and that gets us access to another hero. That's going to be the one that we actually use to fight stuff. Once we got sort of access to that, we'll be in a pretty good spot, I think. I do need some stone pretty badly, but that's fine. Because I do want to get the building and produce footmen and archers. But we will build a peasant hut early on for having access to that. My opponent didn't start off getting the money, so he picked a different resource set, so he's going for something different. Okay. So with this little town, that gives us access to another wielder, and this is going to be the one that we actually use to fight stuff, and that's going to be Ravenfair. I do need the castle, so I do need the stone, but fortunately this new person I just picked up has all her movement points. Barracks. Okay. Oops, no wait, that's that's fine, okay. And then we can also upgrade this. It's a long turn because we had that second dude up. I'm trying to go fairly quickly here without making too many mistakes, but the faster you go, the more mistakes you make. Oops. Yeah, oh well. Okay, you've got everything you need from there. I need you to head down this way. The experience points. Okay, another farm here. I wouldn't mind mixing these two together at this point either. That would probably be good. Yeah, he's got healer. So he's got a lot of rats. He's going for some toxicologists over there, but it's mostly rats. Okay, so we got archery 3, which is sort of the break point of that being like really, really good. I guess we move everything over to her because she's the one who's actually. Let's just do this. I think that's stronger than 2 bone clubs. Barely, but yeah, it is. Alright, and actually... Marketplace. Let's get this. More minstrels. I actually want the gold. I don't want the minstrels. Let's upgrade that. We definitely want to have access to that stuff. Let's get the peasant huts. Okay, and I feel like I want to break out north here. But we are going to want one battle fairly soon, honestly. Need to get him up there. Okay. Can I beat that? Not easily. I'm gonna wait till we've got just a little bit more stuff. Gonna get that. Gonna get that. Okay, we should have enough money next turn to get some of the stuff that I want. I kind of need to upgrade my stone quarry as well, I think. I wonder if he managed to break through in one of the directions. He probably should have been able to by now, if he was sort of focusing on doing that. I did that wrong. It's fine though. What you do is you throw one of these guys in defense, go to draft troops, get these guys, upgrade. It's a painful process, but gets you where you need to go. Okay, those upgrades should be enough to make it so that I can beat these guys. X3. And at this point in time, he's just going to be down there mostly. So strictly speaking, I think this is the easier side to be fighting from. I've got range 9. I'm allowed to manual this, so I will. The strategy here with this composition obviously is going to be early on. You just focus on like keeping your units at good range, and then sort of like focusing down whatever units you can there. All right, so I think we kite back against this right now. Okay. I'm gonna go for the ones on the ground. Actually, I can do this. Hit ambush. Because that'll one-shot a unit guaranteed. Can hit protection on these guys here. Actually, I don't think that even works, because I think that delays, or I think that goes away at the end of the turn. Still. Lost one archer, lost a little bit of everything, but not that much. Considering how dangerous these things can be, unless you've got like a full wall of dire drats or something like that, that was not that bad. Dire drats absolutely tear these guys apart. I didn't even lose a bard, that's nice. Prepared, I do need command. I want the experience points, thank you very much. More of that. And I'm gonna head back. Gonna get one of those upgraded, I think. That was the quarry, right? No, that was the wrong one. Oh, the quarry's here. Never mind, I can still upgrade it. Should be able to anyway. We'll stay there till next turn. I need the Ancient Amber. Probably should have actually taken the Ancient Amber, but I want the experience points more. These are double Glimmer Weave. It's not ideal. This guy only producing bone clubs. Kind of wonder what we're getting out of that one. Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Glimmer Weave next. It's not what I want, but it'll, basically, if you need to, you can just sell it for money. Looks like my opponent's in a battle. I need to get the upgrade so I can get a second one of the barracks pretty badly. And I should also upgrade my peasant lodge so I can get more, or I can upgrade to sappers. Because the regular peasants are really bad, the militia are really bad. Though in our case with like, oh yeah. But yeah, with Ravenfair, like, extra range on sappers is pretty good. You can sort of hear him thumping around a little bit. You can see that he's built a rat den there. Is he building another rat warren? I think he's building another rat warren. That's interesting. I could be getting, like, truly flooded with rats in a little bit here. Because this is like a medium-sized slot, so he's getting, like, medium-sized slot rat warrens. Be interesting if I could see, like, what he was doing. I'm kind of curious, but obviously can't for good reasons. I think I'm not quite earning enough money to buy everything I need. Let's get the units because we're by here. And we'll go here. Okay. Gotta take out those musketeers. Hi there, Merc. We were playing some multiplayer Songs of Conquest, and I'm about to get ratted. Let's see here. That should be fine. Let's just defense up. Let's move you here and Bard Song. Okay, well these guys are reloading and they're not actually big threats, so I'm just going to take a shot at them. No, they're going to take a while to get here anyway. Let's just get rid of some of these guys. Okay, so I'm in range of the pike, so I'm going to move back one. Pikes can do some slightly janky stuff here that other people can't. Relocate you backwards. He can fire again, so I want to get rid of that. I can attack my militia, but that's fine. Wish I could slow them down a little bit. I could pacify, but kind of don't really care. See, they can walk up and smack this guy a bit. But I can finish them all here. Need to upgrade those sappers so that they've got extra movement, but I don't think that's an upgrade they get. I can't remember. I don't think it is. Yeah, it's just I need Ancient Amber pretty badly. Not enough money. I'm sort of like pushing my earnings as high as I can sort of get them without sacrificing too much, but my opponent's going all rats all the time. I'm wondering, like, is that going to end up being scary, or is he losing too much to attrition for that to be too bad? And I'm guessing it's going to be pretty scary, but we'll find out, I guess. My opponent's getting in more battles more frequently and more quickly, so he's broken out somewhere. It's kind of scary. I probably need to, like, do breakouts more aggressively. I think that's something I need to do. Although, who knows, maybe he's getting his ass kicked. It's impossible to know. Interesting. Okay, we want those apples, we want that stuff. Okay, and head up this way, but let's go ahead and purchase. None of that, can't afford it still. Great. Let's just buy one. I want to buy enough so that I can upgrade my rock quarry, because I need to get to 2 stone a turn. Kind of want those boots, because then I can get more done in a turn, quite a bit. Oh, it's really easy for him to get, like, huge stacks of rats, though, early. That's the sort of worry that I've got. Hello, can I get to the thing? Thank you. There we go. Alright, should be fine. Wolves, Rangers, and Brigands. They're all kind of decent threats, but we can leave the Brigands for a turn at least. These guys, again, like, they just are so fast. And I have to hit them because they have the ability to avoid zones of control. Alright, guess we're sort of finishing those guys off first, as these guys are out of range. We can actually zip our way up here. Very little loss on that one. Okay, I think we wait one more turn, then we buy that. I wouldn't mind upgrading to Peasant Hut, though. Yeah, this turn, though. I'll buy 5, because I keep needing that stuff. I need wood now. Great. Well, that was an accident. It's fine, though. I'll get some resources off of this, I think. I wonder what these exceptions encountered are. Should I be worried? Alright. Toxicologists, kind of scary. The other guys can be pretty easily kited down, so... Okay, so we just go up here to tempt them into shooting these guys. It's the poison, actually, that's the annoying part of these guys. Okay, I'm actually going to move up like that and just fire a shot anyway. These guys are surprisingly zippy sometimes. Okay, let's use Pacify. Then just go up here and use this. Might have needed to go a bit further on that. Two. Have the potential to kill that unit in one hit. And there. Finish off this with the bards. Gonna blind that guy just so that he forces forward next turn. And we'll just move back like that. So that way he's just in range the archers can kill him more easily without losing anything. Alright, that unlocks a lot of resources for us. It took a little while to play that fight out, but... Alright. We got over here, Rangers. Okay. And do we have enough money now? I hope so, because I'm buying it anyway. Yes, okay. And we want to save up for another barracks. Kind of wondering if like 40 stack archers wouldn't be a better counter against lots of rats, but that's expensive. It's hard to get. I'm going to try and do a troop delivery, I think. Oh, he's up there. He's got the town. Yeah, I'm going to try and do a troop delivery. Wait, what? We are getting some lag here. Okay, can't afford any of those, that's fine. Ah, I can't even move when he's in a battle. Okay. I'm wondering if it's possible for his, like, income to be higher than mine. I don't think it is. I think we try to get to the statue and then I swing... actually, I'm not even sure if I need the statue. I think we just go and beat up his stuff. Like, consolidate these two together and then go beat up his stuff. Because I think we should be able to win. Just not sure about that. I would also obviously like to get to level 8. That would be a huge boon. We need to get some of this stuff, actually. Okay, we're looking at brutes, we're looking at musketeers. Should be fairly easy. Them being that fast is sometimes kind of scary, but I'm going to move you back. I think we take out this one first. can get to here. Yeah, I guess splitting the bards would be kind of good. I'm kind of just expecting them to get killed. So I'm not really thinking about them very much. They're not really what I was focused on. But at the same time, like, if I did that, it would also give me more magic, so that would probably be a good idea, yeah. Let's just do splits. Although, admittedly, I am about to get a bunch of units delivered to this army, so... That's a lot of experience points. Okay. That's all I can afford, is it? Wow, that's not much. Yeah, just because I've got like that extra space for more stacks, it's a good idea to do that. I can't actually afford all of the units I'm getting, so it's not like I need more barracks right now. I might have to actually get the academy. That way I can get more money more quickly, but... I don't actually like the one stacks. Like, there's a lot of things that can just sort of wipe out those really easily, so... Especially against Barony of Loth, because they could just Psychic Spear down a bunch of units to get a bunch of momentum. So I really don't want to do that. If it was a tougher unit, like a Chellan, I think that works. Although if you've got a bunch of Chellans, then you just get, like, Justice, and then they also generate, like, a stack of momentum. And they're expensive as shit, so... I think I can actually afford to do more purchasing this turn, so... Oh wait, it's not the next turn yet. Alright, well... For the AI still sometimes snipes them. They'll, like, literally run past a whole bunch of stuff and then try to kill it, which can be good for, like, yeah, as you said, bait. That can be good for that purpose. I'm really curious as to what these acceptances are. Alright. I could afford just, like, a few more of those guys, but you know what, it's probably fine. Okay, so we're just gonna grab this. Gonna grab these, and then I'm gonna head back. Like, theoretically, I could do a little bit more running around, but that's enough. Oh, there's Hiller. He's only got 100 plus rats, and he's got some cultists. That's actually not really that scary at all. If I could lure him up this way, I could easily kill him. Okay, so... Oops. God damn it. Well... I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. Let's do a split. Oh, he's running away. Let's take the town then. Gonna take Brutal? What? That is absolute dog shit. What the hell was that? I'm gonna hit quick battle on this one. Did you see that? I just like run up to him, he gets to like just walk away. He's probably gonna try and cast a bunch of spells on me or something. I should actually spread out a bit. I don't think he'll get a chance though, actually. No, never mind, it doesn't matter. Can't believe he didn't quick that one. He's probably hoping for a cheeky spell or something like that, but... Just gonna raise. Alright. Can you move around at all? Can you get to wards? Actually, let's do this. I want to see where Hiller's going. If he's going that way and round, then I want to know that. If he's going like this way, then I want to know that. So he might retreat though. That would probably be the smart move. I might be able to run him down. Because I don't know if he's got enough movement to not get run down. Yeah, he's running away. I guess we're... Apparently this is a quick battle now, I don't know. I think my game's kind of crashing out, like, at this point, which, yeah, that sucks, but, you know, it happens. But, I think we can call this, yeah. Yeah, this is pretty crashed. Simultaneous turns is kind of like in early forms, so... I think we're going to count this one as a win, though. I'm just gonna, like, leave the game. Oh, no, it's not letting me out. No, let me out. Yeah, this was, pretty much sort of how I think this matchup goes. I think Barony of Loth needs to try and find, like, a good counter for the sort of ranged units that you're going to see that are coming out of Arleon. And I think Arleon needs to be worried about using their melee-type units because the rats can just eat them. So if you're using, like, Protectors and you're using the Fairies of Rage or whatever, Fairy Ragers, they get kind of destroyed by rats pretty badly a lot of the time. The Fairy Ragers, like, fully upgraded, full technology, are a good counter against rats because they've got the quick ability to just annihilate the unit, just eat the entire unit of rats before the rats get to attack, even if the rat's charged. But, yeah, if you've got, like, the Queen's Guard or whatever, they just get eaten by rats. If you've got, like, Knights, they just get eaten by rats. I think that, like, the worst matchup for rats, though, has got to be Baria, because you've got, like, the Dire Dreths that have got that. Yeah, I was just... yeah. What? Kill. Okay. That's a weird button. That is a weird choice. But yeah, like, I think what you have to do in that specific matchup, and I don't necessarily like it, is focus going Legionnaires, potentially. Because they're relatively inexpensive, you can get lots of them. The problem is if you're trying to build like Toxicologists or you're trying to build Scholars and Necromancers, these guys get outshot to absolute hell by Baria, or by Arleon. Arleon just... yeah, that was kind of weird. I think he disconnected though after like we both sat there watching that load screen for like 10 minutes. So you know, it's not like I think he rage quit or anything like that. But yeah, like I think that you're hoping to get for the melee stuff with Loth. But the problem is if you're focusing on the melee stuff with Loth and you've got like Legionnaires and stuff like that, you don't have access to the Arcane, and Arcane is what gets you access to Dimension Door, which lets you get your melee units into combat with your enemies. So you're kind of between a rock and a hard place there. So like if your Arleon opponent's not being stupid and is not building like an all Fey Rager army against Loth, then you're kind of in trouble because he's by default getting like Rangers. He's probably getting like minstrels and militia. So I think this is like a really, really rough matchup for Loth, so long as Arleon knows that like ranged units are the sort of counter against Barony of Loth. That one feels like the more intuitive one though. So I guess like next one I want to try and do is see if I can figure out a really good Barrier build against Arleon. I'll see what I end up playing up against, but I've got some theories as to what would make a good Barrier build against a lot of factions. I actually think that one of the most underrated units is the Tinker Artificers, because they're really hard hitting in melee actually, despite what they look like. 10 to 14 damage doesn't look that high, but these guys are actually like half cost compared to most of those sort of comparable units, because you're sort of thinking of these guys in terms of them being similar to more like the they come in at the same kind of tier as something like a Seneschal or a Scavenged Bones or a Knight or something like that. So 10 of the Knights are going to have like 200 to 240 damage for the Fist of Order. The Artificers have the exact same sort of damage output. Their health is also really good for what they are. Yeah, I think they're actually a really, really good unit. But the most important thing for me about them is that they're actually capable of getting creation gems, as well as having like the chaos, the destruction gems. So there's some really weird combinations I think are possible with them. I actually think that there's a way to go for an Artificer Steam Piper build, because if you've got the max troop size of Steam Pipers, Barya has access to a spell that no one else really masters, and it's Burst of Strength. This is Chaos 3, Destruction 3, and if you've capped it out, all friendly troops get plus 3 damage. So if you've got a stack of 50 Steam Pipers and you cast this once, you're getting 150 extra damage, which is crazy good. Like, you could try to cast the spell as Barony of Loth with rat stacks, but you're getting the +1 version. So even though you've got 100 rats compared to 50 Steam Pipers, you're getting 150 damage with Barrier, and you're getting 100 damage with Barony of Loth. And like Chaos 3, Destruction 3, if you're using Steam Pipers and Artificers, you can get Chaos 3, Destruction 3 pretty easily, and then you round it out with some Dire Drats. You're getting like these gems or these essences really, really quickly. So you can actually cast Burst of Strength like 3 or 4 times in one round. So you're getting something like +9 damage for every Steam Piper. And if you do a 100-man Steam Piper stack, you've got what I've actually done this against the AI, and it is the highest damage unit in the game by a huge amount. A 100 stack of like Barya Steam Pipers with the Burst of Strength spell cast on them a bunch of times is doing something like 2,400 damage, which is enough to one-shot literally anything that someone could try to make. So I'm wondering if there's a way to make this sort of viable against real people. That seems OP. Yes, actually, it does seem kind of OP, because you actually get like Steam Pipers in fairly large numbers, and they're actually kind of okay early game. If you've got like a couple Tinkers and stuff like that, and you've got some Dire Drats, because that's the composition that you sort of have going into that, split up stacks of Steam Pipers, even if they're like big split up stacks of Steam Pipers, are really inexpensive, and the plus 10 melee offense is actually really good for boosting up Dire Drafts and Tinkers. So they end up being actually pretty strong. But yeah, like against the AI, I think I hit a unit of dragons for something like 2,600 damage using this strategy. And I didn't even have like the full 100 Steam Pipers, I still had 50. The other nice thing about these guys is they're actually kind of zippy. They've got like 4 movement speed, and they can upgrade to 5. I think they can upgrade to 6. And you even after all that, you still have access to some order essence. So what I think that you can do is use Quicken, and if you've got a full dedicated caster, you can actually have like 3 castings of Quicken. So you can make it so that your units are capable of closing the gap really, really easily, and then you burst of strength like 3 times or whatever, because you're using different gems, and you're producing all of these gems with that composition. You're producing equal chaos, a little bit more destruction, and equal order. And so you can sort of get all of this combo going, get your guys into combat really easily, and then just one-shot everything. It's really, really funny. But I don't know if like the setup necessary to do that would be viable in multiplayer, because you do kind of need to have like a couple of stacks of Steam Pipers that are pretty beefy. You kind of need a couple of stacks of Dire Drafts, which is easy enough. Like you're probably going to want to get some stacks of Dire Drafts. They're just really, really, really good. And then you need some stacks of like Tinker's Artificers. All this is pretty expensive. It doesn't take that long to get all of that. It takes forever to get the spell casting to the point where you could get them to that level. But if you just got like level 2 in all of those paths, it's not that bad. The problem would be getting that and having the stack size that you would want, because you would probably want to have like a command 6. So you'd be looking at like level 10, which we just barely got to. So by the end of the game, you could do what I was describing, except you'd be at tier 2 instead of tier 3 for all the magic. So it's possible you'd kind of have to get a little bit lucky on the draws, but I think it's pretty much like the clinching fight in one of those sort of matches there, I think would be... Actually, no, I ended at 8. I think it would have been 9, though, by the time I actually got some of that. So I think it's possible. I think it's doable. But I don't necessarily know for sure. My opponent in that last game, though, he kind of risked everything. That was kind of what happened to me when I was playing Barony of Loth using rats. He clearly lost a lot of rats, I think, in the fights, trying to like clear out camps and stuff like that. He was willing to lose a ton of them, I bet. When you really should be using your sort of ability to avoid attrition to get through those encounters if you can at all possible, because I think he should have been able to have like 200 rats by that point in time easily. I think he also spent it a lot on more welders, because he did have 3 of them, I think. And a 3rd welder is a lot of rats that he could have had instead. But yeah, so I guess we'll take a quick look here at the setup here. Let's select map here. We'll do Valley. I think it's a good map for matches against other people. Yeah, so again, for this strategy, I think we do try to get our actual commander second and have somebody who earns us some other stuff earlier. The problem is that Barony of the Barria faction does not have a good tax generator. They've got no one with the tax skill. You've got archery, you've got command, you've got scouting, chaos magic, cunning, learning, combat training. He's got specialization income plus 200 gold, but that's not the same thing. He doesn't actually get the actual tax skill, which is the one that scales. So what I would be looking to do is probably start off with Mary Wondercroft, because she's capable of getting the tax skill early. But it's not my favorite. The other thing I could do if I end up getting this instead is going the learning path, but One of the other things I actually really like about Steam Pipers is all bards, for their tier and for their stat line, have really high initiative because they want them to be able to sort of go early so that they're capable of using their buff and making it so that they're boosting up the units. If you've got them suddenly doing stuff that's like combat orientated, it's really, really oppressive almost. So we're just gonna like try out this build a little bit here. Yeah, definitely don't want a bone club, that seems awful. Okay, stone pits, turn. Yeah, the actual difficult thing I think with what we're doing here is actually getting all of the tinkerers that we would want, because they're really expensive. Can I upgrade this? Yes. I think I want to upgrade this right away. Wood's not going to be as much of a concern for a while here, so... I think this side's slightly better set up for that expansion. That's weird. Okay. Dresden. Actually, no. Let's do this. Let's get the one that we're actually trying to get here. So, unfortunately for this faction, they've only got a few people who technically count as casters and level up like casters. It's Bigley Satherdown, Everthink, and there's another one. I can't remember who it is. Oh, it's Mary Wondercroft. Those three. And only one of them actually really casts as his main thing. This one just saves us from having to get, like, Chaos Magic down the line, and he's also sort of more likely to get that stuff more quickly. So, I'm gonna go ahead and take him. Alright, and we're just shy on stone there. Just could barely not make it. Alright. I should be able to get this because I'll be able to pick up stone next turn, so we'll grab this. And then I have to get the Piper's thing still. All small dwellings produce minus 35% units, oh no. That's a lot of gold. Pikeneers are good, but that is a lot of gold. Okay. So we can get to Chaos Magic Tier 2, which is really sort of the route we're going down here. Then we send him down this way to get another level. This place you level slowly, unfortunately, but should be relatively fine here. Alright, we'll get Learning Tier 2, and we'll head up this way. We can get our workshop now, so I think I will. And we'll consolidate these two together, I think, just about now. Nice, okay. Okay, so we actually want Bigley Satherdown to be our main combatant, so we're going to give him the nicer equipment. We're going to give him the nicer units, which I mean just the units, I guess. Oops. And she is going to wander off and just try and find places I can find her levels. I'm not really sure where I would find those, though, all things considered. Dresden, not too bad to expand that, but I would like to potentially get the sawmill upgraded. I don't need the sawmill upgrade actually that badly with this faction. You tend to use like wood for a few economic buildings, but you use stone up way faster. Dire Drafts. Right. I kind of don't need these guys, so what we're gonna do is throw them into city defense, and we'll just leave them there. I technically don't need the gunners that badly for what we're doing either, so that's another thing to consider. Getting the Pipers early might have been smart. I actually don't think this strategy is one I would use against Arleon. I need to remember that. I don't think this works against Arleon. The reason is that Arleon has access to like all those range units and stuff like that, and the things that counter the rats also counter Pipers. Alright, get the Pipers post built. Get the Tinker's place upgraded. Alright, I've got like a full stack of those basically. Alright, we'll upgrade those later. Get this. Guess tier 3. I'm gonna get this actually. I kind of want to try and break into like order or something like that. I'm just gonna try and quick battle this because I'm not really here for. This is gonna actually. No, it's actually not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. I was like, this is gonna actually really suck, but alright, I have to take chaos to tier 3, which is not what I want, but it's fine. I don't know why, but you practically always use Breakout North in this map. Okay, I can start getting the Artificers. So, you can start building a separate stack with the Artificers in it. Wow, that's a brutal auto-resolve. Alright, well. Take it anyway, because I'm just trying to see if I can get the comp running a bit. Running into the problem, I'm not unlocking the magic that I want, but it's that RNG of it. That does happen with this composition, I've noticed sometimes. I can't tell if I got that. Alright, so get the full Tinker stack, or Artificer stack rather. And then we need to start working on getting some of these guys, but clearly I need more gold income, and that's south, so I find this expansion a little bit harder than the north one, honestly. I think that's why you tend to see people break out north. Oh god. That was not what I wanted to do. I should not be auto-resolving these, like, there's no good reason for that, but... Alright, Order Magic or Destruction Magic first. I'm gonna take Destruction Magic first, because that unlocks the, crux of what we're trying to do here. You might have noticed I'm not bothering getting, like, the Steam Pipers yet. I'm just sort of letting them accumulate. And the main reason is it's not really that necessary for us to have them until a little bit later. Okay. Gold mine here is worth a lot of extra income, so if you're gated by like the amount of gold that you have rather than other concerns, then go south. Typically speaking. Alright, got tier 2 destruction. I don't have enough command really, but we've basically got our trick. Like, we can do the thing now. And if that's sort of like what we're trying to focus on getting, then yeah, we can already kind of get it. Get one of these. Come on, let me click on. There we go. All right. I think we start getting Pipers. Okay, so this is the composition, and we just sort of multiply this as many times as we're able to. Yeah, it pretty much, like, yeah, we got technically what I was talking about, that whole thing. We got burst of strength on Pipers. The only thing, of course, is that we could have the units being much, much larger. But, yeah, no, we're doing it. Kind of need to get like another Piper's Post sort of later game, but alright, tier 3 destruction. We got tier 3 burst of strength. Which is the dream. Let me grab that. In this case, what we want is the Merchant's Guild, because it'll let us get up to 100 stack. And more importantly, like, it gets us that money, which is what we're sort of after here. Just gonna get a shop there. I kind of want to have a rally point, but what I'm probably going to do is shuttle units again. Can't really afford this. Spending all our money on things that earn money, which is risky, but if it comes to late game, then that's sort of the call. This always sucks, so I'm gonna leave that alone. I might want a guard tower here, but I tend to find that guard tower units get rolled over really easily anyway, so it's kind of always a waste to get them in some ways. Need more wood. Strangely enough. I guess it's because I'm getting a lot of eco buildings. Oh, shit, he's here. Ah, they're both here. Okay, so this is their actual units. Let's yeah, let's manual this and see what we can do with like what we've got so far. We don't have like the full stack or anything like that, but against this comp, he should have a bunch of stuff going first. Oh, can't see. Got all the way across there. Should have been more careful about that. Alright, yeah, so we have access to burst of strength, plus 3 damage. So we're not going to waste it on this yet. Maybe we should have, actually. Okay, so we're going to show this, even though this is entirely... honestly, I think the guard tower can be worth building, I just don't know when. I don't think it's that often. Alright, so we've got double burst of strength. We've got plenty of quicken if we needed to use that to get into combat, even though we don't have the ability to do like a good quicken, but yeah, so the damage here, 189 from 23 of these guys, and we only got 2 of those off. So, not bad. I could definitely do better, though. The other thing is that's a very high defense unit, so could definitely have gotten more out of that. Alright, got some stuff. In this particular case, I think Essence Shield is actually really good. The reason is that, like, we're going to close fairly quickly, but we have nothing to protect against arrows for that first little bit, so having access to Essence Shield, I think, works out pretty well. Yeah, guard towers work kind of well if you've got, like, a fairly weak welder, and you just need to have something else that can sort of help you stick in there. I need to actually back away from this. I'm actually going to potentially build a rally point here just because I need to get away from that fight if that happens. Because I would lose that. And then we can demolish it later and I can get a different one. But for now I just need to be able to get units over there. Celestial ore production, it's not what we're really after though. I can use the Glimmer Weave that we're not using for anything else to increase our piper size, which is good. But what I prefer is to wait a little bit. I'm actually earning income on it, so I could do it. It doesn't help at all. Let's wait. Yeah, guard towers are for just those rare situations. Oh, jeez. I think I lose just because I didn't move far enough. Oh, God. Okay, well... that sucks. Alright. Okay, these guys can fire out to that far, that far, that far. Not having enough map movement in this game can really just wreck your day. Especially if you're up against like a general that can move across the map like that. Like, holy hell. Alright, I move one forward here, I think. I don't drop a mine, that would be disastrous. Because we are trying to like close the gap here a little bit. I have no idea why weight would be a good option here. Actually, no, I think it would be. Not by much, but it lets us get through this gap really fast. I could use Tempest to make it so that we can do a bit of stuff here. I wish I had this upgraded, like that's what I kind of need right now. Get a little bit further on that guy. This has got some potential. Okay, I think we move up just outside of range of those guys and these guys, so right up here. Get ready for a counterattack next turn. And I think we can actually use... I might want to cast Step again. Actually, I might want a Tempest. Oh, I don't think I can Tempest right now. Shoot. Good Ice Bolt. I really don't like the spells in Destruction as much. They're just not as much utility. Yeah, this is why you don't have bunched up like 1 stacks. If I could... I want to really get to here, like that would be the ideal, but I think we're just going to have to use this. Get over to here and attack, and that means we're missing some potential there, but it's still a really big hit. Okay, so we go up to here, attack those archers, get rid of them. These guys will... Yep. Alright, so... start of round, Burst of Strength. Goes from, like, practically none of them to most of them. Could Burst of Strength again, but I kind of want to save a Teleport. Would we have enough after that? Yes, we would. We're now wiping the unit. Boop. Okay, and we need a movement speed boost. We don't have it, we got the Teleport. And we just go up here. We're getting Burst of Strength on these guys too, so it's not like that's treating us poorly. I'm gonna opt to wait, so I can double attack on this. This might be a bad attack here. Okay, I should have enough that I can move these guys up. can burst of strength with 1 or 2. Just 1. Oh, 2. Yeah, this went from being like a catastrophically bad position to be in to like me just one-shotting all their units. With a 23 stack of Pipers, like, you shouldn't be able to deal any damage at all with a 23 stack of Pipers, but there it goes. God. That ambush, though. So yeah, that's kind of what that strategy looks like, and it is strong. Like, even when you haven't got it set up properly, it can really wreck face. Like, I definitely think that this is something that's got some potential to it, this strategy here. Yeah, so I definitely think give this one a try, or give this one a look. Keep an eye out on this one, sort of thing. See, is this one gonna also just outrun me? Bigley, do you have, like, boots or something I could put on you? No? Okay. Do have a level up, though. Okay, we can reach here, so we'll do it. Alright, and again, we're gonna take a look at what this can do. I needed to split the Artificer stacks, that would have been better. That would have been way, way, way better, actually. Oh well. 2 more Artificer stacks would have meant way more destruction gems and stuff like that, which are not my favorite gems, like I said, but having them is good. We're faster than these guys now. I don't know why. I think we're actually tied. I think that's what's going on. We'll play that. Hello, welcome back. Okay, so I've got an option here, but I think we just let the dogs deal with those guys. I can move up here. This should be good. Alright, and yeah, let's... Okay, so this goes from 12 to 18 to 24. Well, let's just see how much damage we can do here. $313 damage. Pretty good. These guys deal more, but like I said, we need to get to the 100 stacks. Man, that's powerful. I love using that. Alright, I need to actually get more Pipers, though. Potentially going to be a bit tricky. But, more importantly, though, yeah, that's a look at the strategy. It is 2 o'clock, so I am actually supposed to be ending the stream about now, but yeah, I think that this is something that you can do as Baria that no one else can do as well as them, and it's just really funny, but also I think it's really effective. Like, I don't think people are expecting Steam Pipers to be doing, like, hundreds of points of damage, even if they haven't been fully stacked up yet. I forgot that. So I definitely think give this strategy a look out of the ones I've sort of dealt with. And even if it doesn't win you fights, I think that your opponent's seeing, like, one of their stacks get wiped by Steam Pipers before they, like, win the fight, probably after that or whatever. Definitely worth it. I think that's entirely worth it. So anyway, that is going to be our stream for today. We'll try and figure out what people are playing so that I can sort of formulate something for next week. At this point in time, we have everything except for the order stacks. Other than that, this is full build. So the fact that we don't have that yet kind of sucks, but yeah. Yeah, I know this is a fun strategy. This is a really interesting one. If you're playing this game, I definitely recommend trying, like, Steam Pipes with Burst of Strength, because no faction can do that the same way that these guys can. So, in any event, though, hope you found this one enjoyable, and I will see you guys all on Wednesday.